What's
Can I get another beer real quick?
up, guys?
My bad, I just fucked up
Yes,
this whole intro.
Yes, Cruz. Of
My
course,
fault.
you can get another beer,
Straight
Cruz.
fucked up your whole intro right now.
It's all good. Doesn't matter.
Anyway, what's up, y'all?
It's good. I'm Kane. Slurred Sports, if you don't know. Today,
We're just gonna talk baseball. That's it. Straight baseball.
Cruz, we're just talking baseball today. Straight baseball. Alright, this one might be a little bit more sentimental for you guys. Well, for us. If you guys want to listen to us rant, it's probably going to be a longer episode.
Probably.
We're going to talk about the evolution of baseball. Now, it's a very fancy way to say how baseball has changed in the 20 years that we've been watching baseball, which is not a lot in the span of this game.
It's not, but I feel like just...
We've seen some drastic changes in baseball in these short 20 years. So, we will start at the beginning. The steroid era. Yes.
The boy and the broids.
This is our beginning.
Literally our beginning.
Our introduction to baseball. The steroid era.
I feel like it was a simpler time.
What an era.
A simpler time.
Just Trent and D-ball and home runs, you know?
Or if you're Mark McGuire, just creatine. Supposedly. It's so... Dude, I like... Everybody loved it. Nobody cared what the fuck you were taking. Nobody cared. They just liked you seeing just hitting bombs, and that was it. With high numbers as well, high other numbers.
Putting people in seats.
Putting mad people in seats.
Actually
having ESPN be fucking, literally fucking caring about the Cardinals and Cubs when it came to Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire's fucking home run race.
So I remember. What's your first steroid era, like, you wanting to go see a player during the steroid era? I remember
Barry.
I remember that I went to go see Barry during the home run chase, and he played in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And we had gone to go see my tío and my tía at their house in Houston.
Yeah.
And just happens like Barry's closing in on the home run number, or it's the year that he takes over the number. So whatever their last away series is in Houston, that's what we went to.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's the Astros, so you know tickets are cheap. They're horrible. They're absolutely atrocious at this time. Tickets are maybe $7, and we go, and I'm just, the whole point is to go watch Barry Bonds just hit a home run. Just to go watch Barry Bonds hit a home run. We're going to go all the way, drive an hour and a half down to Minute Maid Park, which is a fucking shithole. You ever been to Minute Maid Park? It's fucking horrendous. Like, we were there for tour, and they let us stand on the grass. On a baseball field. That is unheard of.
And that grass got fucking demolished.
Oh, we fucked up that grass. I did so many things on that grass, I wouldn't even want to say it on this podcast. It's almost incrimination. But, anyways... Minute Maid Park, it's whatever year it is. I'm a fucking kid. No glove or anything at the game. And I'm just in there fucking waiting to see fucking Barry Bonds hit a fucking moonshot. Sure enough, hits a fucking moonshot. And made the whole game worth it.
Dude, I wish my Barry Bonds story went like that, but they walked him 4 times. I went to a Dodger game against the Giants, and again, Dodgers were horrendous at this time. There's probably... maybe like 7,000 to 10,000 people in the stands. Mom bought me and my dad tickets. We go. We're on third base line. I'm just happy to be there. I'm happy to watch the Dodgers. I'm happy to see fucking Barry Bonds fucking play before he fucking retires. Straight intentionally walked him. And this is a time before waving up the 4 and just sending him to first base.
Yeah, you got to throw.
I saw 16
pitch outs.
16 pitch outs just for him to walk 4 times, and I was devastated. And it sounds weird because, you know, it's all about fuck the Giants as a Dodger fan. It's like, dude, I just wanted to see Barry Bonds hit a fucking nuke, and I never got to see that. But when we talk about the steroid era, you got to understand that these fucking assholes that run the league capitalize off this shit.
No matter what, they make money.
Make money no matter what, right? And then now we're seeing, you know, players like Tatis Players like even way before, like Nelson Cruz, whatever. Oh well, you're suspended this many games for getting popped for roids. And nowadays, you fast forward to players who retired. Yeah, you brought the game, you made it exciting. You know, everybody will remember you, but we can't put you in the Hall of Fame because you're suspected of steroids. And it's bullshit. Complete bullshit.
This is not the Steroid Hall of Fame episode, Cruz.
It's not. But I'm just saying, like
very true. Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, A-Rod, all very deserved.
I'm mad right now because I'm trying to find a Mark McGuire fucking jersey for my 25th birthday and everybody's bought one all of a sudden. Fucking pissed. I try to find the not Kelly Green, but the dark green one. Nah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the 25th birthday. That's a hard one, you know. 25 is like a number. It's a running back's number, you know. I think I'm gonna have to go football jersey this year. A baseball jersey, you know. I don't want to wear it.
I look for Reggie Bush ones, but I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, those were the good days though. It's fucking Kim K.
I can't even find LaShawn McCoy ones.
You know that's where I wanted to go, but
I feel like baseball has also changed because obviously the contracts have changed, the mindset's changed, the analytic view has changed the game. The fans, when it comes to them and their analytic standpoint in this game, has changed. Cause I remember being in an argument. It was hilarious. It was Ryan Howard's 2006 MVP year.
Okay.
He went off for like 258, like I think 50 some home runs and like 150 RBIs. And I had a lot of people saying, "Well, he only had a 2 WAR. His defense wasn't good. He shouldn't have been MVP."
I don't give a fuck.
Like what the. Wait, whoa. And they're like, Albert Pujols should have won it. It's like, you're right. Albert Pujols had better numbers. You're right. But, dog, he went off like this.
When you talk about these guys in this era, right, and you only get this argument when you refer to past MVPs, right? It's only when you refer to past MVPs and these advanced stats nerds are just like, oh, well, this, you know. Well, this guy's B-WAR is better. Well, Baseball Reference wasn't a fucking website yet.
It really wasn't. And, here's his stats right here. And I was wrong on the home runs. He hit 58 bombs. 06, 58 bombs, 149 ribbies.
When you talk about 05, I'll even go back as far back as say 03. 03 to 2010. Ryan Howard, absolutely not.
Bro, just look at from Ryan Howard's standpoint from 06 to 2010. 58 bombs, 47 bombs, 48 bombs, 45 bombs, 31 bombs, 33 bombs, and after that, it just dropped. Like nobody's doing that no more and hitting 140 RBIs. And there's another thing what baseball has fucking changed. RBIs don't matter no more. According to these fucking advanced stat numbers, RBIs do not matter no more. It doesn't matter if you're capable of hitting and having a runners come in. It doesn't matter if you're able to bring runners in. It doesn't matter no more. That's what I'm told.
I find it absolutely crazy when, like, you think about these advanced stat guys, and then they compare older players under these advanced stats that didn't exist while they were playing the game of baseball.
Here's the thing: they probably existed. Nobody just gave a fuck.
I don't even think because when you consider how many other stats are calculated to come up with these advanced stats,
that's true.
You know what I mean? These things weren't even on the fucking on the drawing boards. Advanced analytics is fucking.
His MVP year, he had a 425 OBP with a 659 slugging. Your OBP is 425. You're gonna sit here and tell me that he shouldn't have one MV fucking P with a 659 fucking slugging with an OPS of 1084.
The
383 total bases.
I believe even current day with slugging, your league average in slugging is about what is it? 480 to 520.
Yeah.
Might even be lower than that.
Might be lower.
It might be 420 to 520.
Like the average, I think the average OBP is like 7 something.
Nah, no way.
Has to be.
You just said OBP. There's no way the
I'm
average.
not OBP. OPS.
Okay, so that means that the average OBP,
My fault. That was my fault.
The average
And then
slugging.
OPS.
That means the average slugging is down to like 420.
And then the OBP is probably like 310.
Exactly. So you're telling me that any guy he's slugging 65%.
He batted
Of the times he hits the
batted
ball.
313 while striking out 181 times. That's fucking insane. And you're gonna sit here and tell me that? And you know who it was? Actually, it was mostly fucking Yankee fans that were telling me that it was on Twitter that he was an MVP that year.
I'm not gonna tell
So
you.
check your people.
Chill. All right, you need to chill. All right, because I don't tell you over here telling you to check every Dodger fan. This is a stupid fucking comment.
I just call them, a certain word, and that's just it for me. You know that. So I do check those motherfuckers. But anyways, yeah, he was 26 years old, came in the league, third year in the league, and that was his slash line for his MVP year. And people try to sit here and tell me, nah, he wasn't good enough for MVP. His WAR wasn't good. His defensive wasn't good. Dog, listen, man. If if you're hitting close to 60 bombs and your defense is shit, I'ma still find you a way in this roster. There's gonna be a way for you to be in this roster. There is. I'm sorry. Don't care.
What is it that if you look up Derek Jeter's postseason numbers, which is a whole person, like it's a whole season. Derek Jeter's postseason numbers over his entire career, it's a whole like 162 games, I believe, and it's still an average slash line. You get those players that just disappear in the postseason. Like, no, if you look up Derek Jeter's career postseason numbers, I want to say it's damn near a 270 average.
We can look that up right now. I looked up Albert Pujols' stats that year. He had a better OPS. I know that. In 06, he went off for 49, 137. Only struck out.
So he
only struck out 50 times, but he only struck out 50 times, batted 330.
So he had higher average.
He had a higher average,
less
higher
home runs,
OPS,
less home runs,
yeah,
less RBIs.
Yeah.
In a day that RBIs and home runs meant everything.
I mean, to me, they still do, but
yeah, but I guess now you could honestly say that you look at someone's slash line and the historic slash line, right, that the columns prioritize, are not always the person with the best slash lines aren't always the award winners now, because you take into consideration all these other stats.
Your boy Jeter has a 308 batting average in postseason.
I wanted to shoot low just so I didn't look like
$838 OPS.
I just wanted to shoot low.
158 games played.
Hey guys, I know some shit about Derek Jeter.
He's overrated though.
I just had to lowball those numbers, right? Because I didn't want to be like, oh, he hit 260 in the postseason, and then I look like an idiot for saying he hit 300. But yeah.
So in a regular season, like if this was a regular season, he would have had 20 bombs, 60 RBIs, with a batting average of 308 and an OPS 838.
When it mattered the most.
No, he's overrated.
Overrated.
Overrated as fuck.
Fucking hate advanced stats.
But it's bad. Like I get because a lot of the argument
talk about his defense.
A lot of the argument now is like, oh, we gotta stop using batting average as a stat. We gotta start using OPS. We gotta start using OPS plus, WRC plus. And I'm like, dude, you gotta understand something, bro. If you're batting 308 in the league just by hitting bloopers,
you're still getting hits.
You're still getting hits, and any GM, any coach, any owner is going to be like, why the fuck is he not on my roster? Why? Why is he not on my roster? If all he hits is bloopers and gets on first base every single time I bat.
DJ LeMahieu contract year.
That's literally all.
One of our first podcasts. During the pilot season. This was like one of our first topics was fucking DJ LeMahieu in his fucking free agency years. When we paid him 15, it's 15 by over 6 years. It's 15 M's over 6 years. I remember the fucking deal. We talked about it and I was fucking pissed because I was like, why the fuck are we giving a 32-year-old not replacement, utility player,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I love DJ LeMahieu. If anybody knows me knows that I love everything that DJ LeMahieu brings to the Yankees. But I was pissed over the length. But it's because the dude fucking hit. I remember the COVID year. I texted you and was like, "Are we gonna see someone hit 400 this year?" Over the COVID year, and we were like, both of us said, if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be DJ LeMahieu. And that's why you give him fucking $15 million AAV over 6 years when he's fucking 32, paying a second baseman that he doesn't even start.
He's like a utility guy.
He's our utility guy, and we pay him $15 million. We have two of them. Oswaldo Cabrera is the other utility guy. We have two utility guys.
It helps though.
It helps. It totally helps, but
he hits.
Batting average, bro. He hits on fucking base.
He hits the baseball.
And what have the Yankees been missing the past 2 postseasons?
A fucking hitter.
Dudes that could just get on base.
And the fucking
postseason.
problem is too is that people understand like, hey, if this is the argument we're gonna go by, batting average doesn't mean shit, then Rod Carew is ass. Tony Gwynn doesn't matter. Ichiro Suzuki doesn't matter. Pete Rose doesn't matter. Because all these dudes are obsessed with this power.
Pete Rose doesn't matter because he gambled. Oh, we're kidding. We're not going over that either.
All these guys are literally care about power. And it pisses me off because last trade deadline, the amount of Dodger fans that sat here and said, I love Joey Gallo's game. He has a lot of pop in his bat.
But he never gets on base.
And he never hits the ball. So I'm like, wait, so how... He has an 800 OPS. Yeah, he can draw a walk or two every game.
Every now and then.
But am I going to be looking for a walk from a power hitter when I got a man on third and second?
It's always great when he strikes out with running as a scoring position.
No, definitely not.
Then
I got shit when, because obviously last episode we talked about the shift, right? The shift was wholly exaggerated.
Yeah.
And then the Dodgers started practicing on bunts with Gavin Lux and Max Muncy. Oh, we're fucking cooked. Oh, we're not even focusing on power anymore. Mind you, this is a dead ball era. There's a dead fucking ball unless you're Aaron Judge, and that's it. Right? And I'm like, why does it matter? He's going to get on base.
No. Because you got to remember, the only reason Aaron Judge had those numbers, they were switching the baseballs.
You're right.
Remember? And the other players, they don't have to play with the 314 line. It's just Aaron Judge that has to play with.
Judge. And then he has a okay, yeah, you're right.
They bring down the walls and everything. It makes it way more.
No, but dude, I was like, what I said was like, well, he's gonna get on base. Like right now, he's having trouble getting on base as it is. Like this helps, right? You know, bring those OBP numbers up a little bit, his batting average up. No, you know what? We need power. We're missing it right now.
You know what's crazy though is like all these guys. You're like, but if he gets on base, it brings up his WAR. And that'll just blow their mind. Here's
another fucking thing too, which it blows my fucking mind, is I saw that in person on not Chris Taylor, it was Walker Buehler's bobblehead night. Max Muncy bunted down the third base line, got on base, right? Oh my god. What the fuck are we doing? Chris Taylor's a 2-run bomb right after. And I'm like, that's the whole point of this.
That's only one run if he doesn't do that. Like
I was like, this is the whole point of this. Like you guys have been arguing for a month on why this shit sucks, and it works. Max Muncy did it again like a month after. Bunted down the third base line. They still put a shift when the runner was at first. Don't know why. Didn't care. Max Muncy bunted 3-run bomb. It's almost like these baseball coaches and like these, you know,
the
base coaches.
The timeline coaches.
They know what they're doing.
Oh yeah, and then the dudes that are.
And the guys on the timeline just, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm just like, I like it.
I love it.
Like, imagine if pitchers were allowed to bat still. They'd be mad because they're bunting. So I don't expect fucking Clayton Kershaw to hit a 2-run bomb right now. A fucking a 1-run double.
You know, I am glad that pitchers aren't hitting them.
But either way, he can bunt down the line and get my guy to second, and you know what? The lineup switches. Oh fuck.
Moogie's back up.
Oh shit! I didn't think about that. Let him swing. Let him hit into a fucking double play and see what happens.
Let's put the runner in scoring position.
I got so much shit for that, dude, on Twitter. I was like, there's no way that these guys have to be like 15, 16 years old. Those kids literally found out graduated last year. And I was like, I'm done. I'm over this. This is blasphemy. Like, what was that fucking video with fucking Stephen A. Smith?
Oh yeah,
Dude. I was like, come on, man. But that's baseball today, dude. Like, there's gonna be fans who, like, we can bring up, I think, Joey Gallo's 2019 year. 199, 38 bombs. He's good. Like, if your whole game is just about you hitting bombs.
No, he wasn't. He was a Yankee that year.
No, not 2019. My bad.
Are you talking about his last year with the Rangers?
I think his second to last year with Texas. I think it's either his last year or second to last year with Texas.
His last year, the year he split between the Yankees and the Rangers, he hit 200 exactly.
Before that, then.
So then he was a little over. It was like what, 220.
It was the season where he literally, I think it was something like 199, 38 bombs with like 780 some RBIs. It wasn't even 100.
And it was probably 200 fucking strikeouts.
But if that's your game, like if you're literally just asked, you know what, you're batting cleanup. I don't care if nobody's on base. Do what you need to do. But if people are on base, I need you to knock them in. That's your only job. Okay, cool. Then I get why you're batting 200. But if you're not even doing that with players on bases, with players in scoring position, what the fuck? But people like his game because he can hit home runs. It's like fucking like basketball, Steph Curry shooting up the threes. Now, the other 29 other teams are shooting up threes. Shooting fucking 29, 32% from three.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, right, Steph has a green light because
he's Steph.
No. All right, let's shift his entire stat line to baseball. Mm-hmm. Right? His batting average comes back to being
you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like let's look at this conversation, and if you translate it, right, Steph's WAR, insane WAR, right? Home run rate, threes, right? Number is off the charts. Mm-hmm. He buried Bonds in that situation.
Yeah. Right?
But that motherfucker hits. His batting average is 380.
Yeah, he hits.
You know what I mean? Day in and day out. It doesn't matter if he's hitting a double. You know what I mean?
And that's what a lot of baseball players countered with this. Like, dude, he's hitting 300. Like, if you're hitting, I feel like if you're hitting 300 in the league, no matter what, you're good.
You're solid. I feel like if you're hitting 300 consistently, year, you know what I mean? Between my numbers are 289 and 313. If you stay in that range year after year, just 3 years in a row, I think you're easily worth $15 million a year over.
And you're maybe hitting 15, 20 bombs.
I don't even give a fuck.
Maybe not. Let's say 10 to 12. I don't care.
If you're hitting between 289 and 313, trust me, I don't even look at your home run column. Personally, I don't look at your home run column because I don't care because your batting average speaks for itself. Because you got to remember, the walks aren't included on your batting average.
Not at all.
If I walk up to the plate, they walk me 4 times like they walked Barry Bonds when you went to the game, right? Mm-hmm. He's 0 for 0 that game with 4 walks. The OBP increases, the batting average doesn't.
It doesn't at all.
So if you're telling me that this guy is consistently a 289 to a 313 hitter, I'm not even looking at his walks. Doesn't matter because I'm not looking at his home runs either because it doesn't matter. I know that we're just getting that column is just a plus at that point. Because everything has to come off the batting average, in my opinion. If you're looking at WRC plus and OPS plus off the bat, you're not looking at the fucking game right. And that's where we guys like us, we catch these advanced stats nerds. We're like, well, yeah, fucking IKF has great advanced stats. But we just said Derek Jeter, if Derek Jeter's postseason career, which is a full season, that's damn near an MVP candidate season in that era.
Yeah.
In that era. You're talking about a 303 guy with fucking 826 OPS coming from the middle infield. That's a fucking MVP in the middle of the 2000s.
At least a couple time All-Star. At least some.
That's easily an All-Star.
Easily.
In that era. That's an All-Star in this era. 800 OPS with 303 batting average. That guy's going to be playing in July at the All-Star game.
But like what we were talking about earlier too, it's like with what was I bringing up? Like back in the days when you think about power hitters. I mean, these guys really hit for fucking power. Alfonso Soriano hit for fucking power. Ryan Howard hit for power. Albert Pujols, one of the best power hitters ever. You can keep going down the fucking list. I'm gonna add Alex Rodriguez. You have to.
Yeah, you can.
All these fucking guys. These guys are easily getting over 130, 140, almost 150 RBIs. Miguel Cabrera, his fucking triple crown years. And then when you bring up his triple crown, you bring up his RBIs. Well, you know, RBIs are it's a bad stat. It's like, why though? Because at the end of the day, you are showing me, as a coach, as a GM, you're showing me you can bring runners in. That's exactly what I need. No matter what it is, that's exactly what the fuck I need.
I need runners to cross the plate. I don't need you to hit the ball hard at the second baseman.
Exactly. And you know, fucking, out of all people that explained that perfectly was Ozzie fucking Guillen. Ozzie Guillen literally said it to the T. He said, people care about this shit. I don't give a fuck if you hit the ball fucking hard. You're out. That's exactly what he said. And it's like, that's the whole point. The whole point of baseball is to not get out. And like, we brought up fucking Moneyball. What did that fool say? You have to buy runs. That's the whole point of the game. That's really what it is. And that standpoint is really to buy runs. It's really to acquire runs.
You're buying runs with your position players, and you're buying guys that don't allow runs in the mound and the bullpen. It's not fucking rocket science.
Now, am I gonna be Steve Cohen and spend $400 million to buy runs?
Absolutely
fucking not. But the whole point of the game is to score fucking runs. It's like for football, the whole point of the game is to get touchdowns. And for basketball, the whole point is to get that ball through that net. The whole point. I'm not gonna care. Now, once I sign you to a big contract and, you know, you're striking out 220 times and you're kind of declining, now we can bring up the situation. Hey, dog, you need to, you know,
it's not what I'm paying you for.
Just step your shit up.
Yeah.
You know, now we can talk about it. And that's another conversation, too. I got so much shit for saying Mookie was ass for what his contract is paying him. Now, that was when he was in a badass slump to start 2 months of the season batting 165. I was like, this man is not worth this $32 million. Well, what do you expect him to be? He's not a robot. Well, I expect him to be what his contract's paying him. I expect consistency.
I'm going to take my next statement with inflation considered. Okay? But I just want to remind, I'm always going to go back to Derek Jeter, right? Franchise guy in a time that the business was not so cutthroat.
Yeah.
Right? When you paid your franchise players, the guys that won you rings, if you won rings in the 2000s and the late 90s, right? If your key player won you a ring, he retired in your uniform. For the most part, mm-hmm. You didn't deal that guy. You didn't deal that guy because there was a sense of loyalty around the league. Now it's a fucking business. It's fucking money. You're chasing money. But in 2006, after 5 years of no World Series, right? Brian
mm-hmm.
Cashman told Derek Jeter, "Go test the market and tell me what everyone offers you. Come back, and that's what we'll pay you, so you can stay in pinstripes." Essentially, paid him a little more, adjusted for inflation. I think it's somewhere around. It was like I think now it'd be like 15, 20 million.
Okay.
Right?
I'm going to look up honestly, I've never known what Derek Jeter had gotten paid in the league. So I'm going to look it up myself. But you can keep going.
And then you look at the production that he brought to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at the paycheck that Corey Seager just got. A couple years ago. Right?
Yeah.
They told Jeter, test the market, come back. We'll pay you whatever that is, whatever your market is. Obviously, Cashman lowballed him at first, trying to get the easy sign, save some money. And then
see if he'll fucking bite.
Yeah, what is it? I think it's like 8 million or something like that. AAV.
Derek Jeter?
Yeah.
From what time to what time?
What's his last contract?
Because that motherfucker was getting paid $20 million a year.
Before the last contract. The last contract's $20 million.
Let's see.
He did 2 or 3.
Oh, it was 3 years, of $51 million.
3 years, $51 million. What was the contract before that?
10 years, $189.
I think that's the one that I'm talking about. 10 years, $189. This is 19 or something.
He signed that back in 01.
Yeah. Okay. 01.
That's actually that's a decent ass contract.
But it was right after 3 World Series.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? You have someone that wins you 3 World Series now. Shohei Ohtani wins you 3 World Series and then goes into a contract year.
I'm gonna say, good luck. You have a
there's no way to fucking even redo that. Imagine if Manny Machado won 3 World Series, and then went back to the Padres and tried to renegotiate.
Hey, Manny, thanks.
You'd have to sell the fucking franchise.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
You would have to sell the fucking franchise, and that's what I'm trying. I'm kind of getting at. You know, like because winning is so scarce in baseball now. Like Houston's doing something different. They're always a competitor, but their roster constantly changes.
That too, but you can keep going. Keep going.
Like,
I'll get back to Houston after.
I'm trying to. I guess what I'm getting at, right, is there's no way to maintain a core team anymore in this day and age of baseball.
There's not. There's really not.
You can't retain it. It's impossible. There's no. You can't. You cannot maintain a dynasty now.
Back to what you're saying about Houston, I feel like the mentality and mindset there is put in place way differently, though. And what I mean by that is because look at the players that have so far signed extensions there. Yordan Alvarez just signed, I think, 6-year, $119 million. Could he have tested the market and gone $300?
Easily a $30 million a year guy.
If Christian Javier kept doing what he's doing,
another.
He could have. He signed 5 years, $64 million. His contract the last 2 years are backloaded. 2 years are backloaded, so he's getting 21-20. 21 mil. The second to last year 20 mil. And that's with a club option. Do you think he would have been able to test the market? Let's say the left years he has left of arbitration and got over 100 million. Easily, right? Alex Bregman, if he had waited a little bit longer without what he had to deal with injury-wise, could he have waited and got at least almost 200 million? Probably, because he's at the end of the day. I feel like
so a lot of people consider Bregman to be the best third baseman.
Exactly, I consider him to be one of the best. I don't think he is the best. I think he's one of the best.
Yeah, I mean him before the injuries. You could easily say
could have Carlos Correa been sold into the ideology, saying this is Houston, my heart's here. Obviously, his heart probably was there. But at the end of the day, who's also in his ear? At the end of the day, what's his value? All these shortstops got paid. So it's like, if I'm Carlos Correa and I just came off a ring,
I'm not just going to sign for $100 million.
Exactly.
When I know that there's 300 on the table.
Exactly. And you can keep going on. Maybe later down the years, Kyle Tucker, he could get paid. Players like that.
Yeah, I mean they're projecting Kyle Tucker's in the talks to be one of the top right fielders in the game.
So exactly, so like you can be. So I feel like in Houston,
or corner
it's
outfielder.
Easier there to keep because to be honest, the only player that they're kind of missing in that core is Correa and Springer.
Yeah,
but they're still on top, and that also comes with scouting. That comes with coaching. But I feel like there it's easier to keep a core between Yordan, Kyle Tucker, and whoever else. Because that ideology is put there. Hey, we're here to fucking win. That's it.
Yeah,
and definitely. That's what they've been doing.
Because I remember we were sitting in right field for the second game of the series when we went to go watch the Yankees in Houston, and fans are just railing Kyle Tucker from the bleachers. Fucking hilarious. Googling his kid's name, talking about his wife. Like, bro, it was out of pocket. But yeah, bro, I was like, who the fuck?
But when you play for a team like the Yankees, the Dodgers, a big market team, I'm about to get fucking paid.
And chasing a check.
I feel like in those markets, it's harder to keep that core. I mean, dog, I just witnessed a core of Cody Bellinger, Corey Seager, who the fuck else? Everyone's gone.
Yeah.
But rightfully so. At the end of the day, it's time to get paid.
Succeed in a big market.
Exactly.
When your payday comes.
It's time to get paid. That's your payday. That's exactly what you want. But it's also easier for them to build another one. It's also easier for them to spend the money. Because Houston doesn't want to spend money.
No, not at all.
Houston doesn't want to spend money at all. But it's also easy to fucking get these kids who you're signed. Like, Framber Valdez, they fucking signed his ass for... They gave him a signing... when they first initially got him, they picked him up for 2 G's.
Yeah, pennies on the dollar.
And now look at him.
Yeah.
One of the best curveballs in the game. One of the most quality, best pitchers in the game. Now, can he just be like, you know what, Houston, love what you've done for me. Love y'all. Thank you for everything. But I'm going to go test this market and see how much I can get.
I'd also say look at the demographic between. All right, so look at Atlanta, right? And the conspiracy theorists of the MLB and what they say about what's going on in Atlanta for all their guys signing on pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
Right? Clearly signing for contracts that they're valued way more at. And you look at the same thing when you look at Houston.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, what are they doing?
They're winning.
They're winning, yes. But they're signing Dominican kids for pennies on the dollar. Right? And the Dodgers core was full of white Americans.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can tell Valdez, hey, bro, I'm going to give you $4 million a year, AAV. You go back to the DR, he's changed his whole family's life.
Yeah.
You tell Corey Seager, hey, I'm going to give you $25 million. And he's like, all right, cool, that takes care of me, but I need some extra money, you know what I mean, for my family, even though they're probably loaded. Mm-hmm. And, you know what I mean, this, and that. But it's just the idea of the world to the person that you're pitching the contract to, I guess, is kind of what I'm looking at, too. Like, that's Dodgers got kicked in the dick because for so many years I was talking about, they don't got one brown person on the fucking roster.
Yeah, but I think for the Braves too, I think the same ideology is put there. Same thing as Houston.
You're buying into the organization.
You're buying into the organization for sure because they came off a nice fucking World Series ring in 2021.
But you also have the open door to manipulate the players given their background.
That's true too. But at the same time, it's either because you can dig into Ronald Acuna's contract. He signed 8 years, $100 million, 2 years before they won the World Series. So it's like. And mind you, man, this kid, this dude, he's our age. This dude, he just wants to play fucking baseball. That's it. He just wants to play fucking baseball and you know what? Fuck off anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, this is why you hire agents. to maximize your value, right?
For sure.
But if you're Ronald Acuna now and you're seeing all these right fielders getting $300 million and you're like, yo, dog, like, I'm here for another 4 years off some fucking bullshit contract that you had me sign. Same thing with Austin Riley. He got 10 years, $210 million. Manny Machado just signed 11 years, $350. He's the same age as Rafael Devers, who just got 12 years, $330. And it's like, yo, instead of donating 2% to the Braves Foundation, I could have kept that money and signed somewhere big somewhere else. But again, I feel like Houston and Atlanta is just like, yo, we want you here. We love you here. We obviously want to keep you forever. But you need to buy into our organization as much as we're buying into you. And this is what we feel your value is. And this is what we feel we can get you at. If this is not it, we can talk later. But right now, this is what it is. And there it is. And then it's like, okay, yeah, I want to be here. I want to stay here. I want to play here. And that's it. I feel like those two teams have just a completely just mindset and an ideology put into with these players. Because again, I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of these teams are signing Dominicans. A lot of these guys are signing Cubans, Puerto Ricans, and it's like, yeah, they come from nothing. But when you go play for a bigger market team, when you go sign with LA, it's like, okay, now the goal is to ball out. Because now the running joke is, hey, if you want to get paid, go play shortstop for the Los Angeles Dodgers for a year.
I think we'll have a better answer to that part of the question when Julio signs in this offseason.
Julio who?
Urias. Because this year is free agency year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last year. I think we'll have a better idea then.
But
as far as
also in his ear though.
As far as he has Boris in his ear, I know. But
Because mind you, these fucking agents could have told those players, "Hey, fuck off, dude. We can get money somewhere
We could
else.
get you money somewhere else." And I feel
And
that
I can get money somewhere else
in
too.
a Ronald Acuna situation, I feel like there's easily a lot of money other places.
Easily.
Easy.
100%. But like I said before, we've got to understand how much they probably have bought into that, because that Braves core is locked in until 2028, except Max Fried, who's probably going to look elsewhere as well.
The white boy.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
yeah, I mean we can say that shit, but
timing and everything
Yeah.
that comes into consideration. But I just think like
the other day I joked with our boy, that plays for the Braves right now, Darius.
yeah, not to sign into the internment.
I was like, don't be fucking signing 10-year, $10 million a year, or 10 million, or 10 years, $10 million.
Yeah.
And he hits me back with, well, it's $1 million a year. I'm like, this motherfucker's already bought into
You
this.
feel me?
This motherfucker's already bought into it. He's there for life. Like, okay, like, it doesn't matter. But you know what I mean? But it's like, it's a joke. Like when they signed Sean Murphy and they fucking put their fucking their graphic down. He has signed Sean Murphy to a 5-year, $60 million deal. He has donated 1% of his contract to the Braves Foundation. It's like, motherfucker, damn. Like, especially for Michael Harris's case, I was mad when he signed that contract. I was livid. I was like, bro, you could have just did your 6 years.
But we're talking about guys like that come from backgrounds that are exactly like Darius. You know what I mean? We're not talking about
No, that's true.
Darius didn't grow up in the hood of the DR. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Hill Street. You know what I mean? We're just like a lot of us, middle class fucking family, right? Still talking about, well, that's $1 million a year. You got leverage over these kids that don't come from places that
that's true.
that are just like, well, shit, you know, that's a lot better than everything I heard.
Darius, dog.
You know what I mean?
You maximize your fucking
Exactly,
value.
but if you and me were right there handling,
if I'm doing that check, I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, all right, I'm done.
If you, or even if, on the back end, right? If you and me are handling one of our friends' contracts like that, we're like, well, there's a lot more money that could be on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he's the one that signs the paper. So if he's saying that $1 million is cool, then it's cool.
Yeah,
and if that's good enough for a kid from our background, imagine if you're going to pay $20 million to the $30 million player that's from the Dominican Republic.
Or for $2,000 just for this guy to
You
try
feel me?
out.
He's going to be, his family is now the...
I can just picture that transaction between Framber Valdez and Houston Astros.
You know what I mean?
I got 2 G's on me right now.
You know what I mean? Like, but when they pay Acuna fucking, even that it is, what, an AAV of like $19, $20 million a year, bro, his family is out there with fucking armed guards, dogs, everything, you know? Ain't nobody,
Venezuela ain't no joke right now.
nobody in the country could touch him.
Yeah.
His family, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that suffices.
Yeah.
But the Dodgers groomed a core that is not going to suffice.
Yeah.
That's not going to suffice. The Yankees are doing it right now. We're not going to be able to retain Volpe, Trey Sweeney. You know what I mean? When those dudes are ready, we better hope that Peraza and Dominguez are ready to take a pay cut so we could pay them.
Yeah.
If not, they're fucked. Because the money isn't going to suffice with the needs at the end of the day.
But I feel like when we go back to our conversation, the whole point of this episode, it's like the evolution of the game. I feel like it's now in sports, the mindset of getting paid is just different. It's 100% different from back then, because those guys, I love playing baseball. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Now it's like, well, this guy got paid this much. How much can I get paid? This guy isn't good, but he got paid this much.
You think that changed with the A-Rod contract?
No, because he was more deserving. At the end of the day, you got to look at it this way. Players don't get paid for what they're gonna do. They get paid for what they've done. What A-Rod done to get that contract is insane.
But at the end of the day, I feel that the figures on the contract.
Well, depending on what contract you're talking about. Talking about his Texas one or his New York one.
What we paid him.
I know that, but the first one he signed or the second one he signed?
We'll say the one that we adopted. The one that
I
we
thought
took
you
on.
guys had I thought you guys resigned because he opted out of that one, no?
Yeah. So he did opt out, and then we paid him AAV of 20.
It was like 27.
I think it's 20. Yeah, 26, 27.
When it comes to A-Rod's first contract, obviously the money, it talks.
He earned it in Seattle.
He earned it in Seattle. The money talks. But at some point in time, I feel like for him, it's like, okay, now winning matters. I don't want to be here no more. Because every year he was there, he was putting up MVP numbers, but he was in last place.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it really worth $28 million a year? Nah, not to him. To players like that, nah, not really. Now, when we look at A-Ross, because like I said, in Texas, he was putting up mad numbers. So for him to still get paid by New York, I mean, yeah, he was putting up mad numbers.
Yeah, no. He was the production was still there. I just think I always go back to thinking that it's the A-Rod contract because I remember it. It's how I remember it was like. I remember when it happened. My dad was like, "We got A-Rod." It was like, "All right, cool. We got A-Rod."
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, cool. Third base or whatever the situation with Jeter is because it wasn't really unfolded. But assuming he's going to play third.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was like, I think it's cool that the dude, his last name is Rodriguez, and he's the wealthiest, he's signed the biggest contract in sports. You know what I mean? I think that kind of opened the door for every other player after that, regardless of background or regardless of everything. Because before that, you see predominantly dudes that came from the U.S., straight white lineage would get the highest paid contracts. And I think that's what I think. A-Rod was kind of the guy that opened the door for everybody to get the big money finally.
That makes sense. But wasn't he also from New York too?
He's from New York,
Yeah.
but like
But
family wise, you know what I mean.
But also,
It wasn't like
but
when you
at the
if
end
you
of
would
the
have
day,
gave
I
Eric
feel like
Gagne
with-
the contract.
Yeah, but I feel like with that too, though, it's just nowadays. Obviously, I think it comes to a little bit of production now.
Now for sure.
Now for sure,
Now
it's
for
like I'm not paying Cody Bellinger $17.5 million for 1 year. I'm not. I'm sorry, you don't deserve that money. I'm not gonna pay Joey Gallo
But
$11 million a year.
even if you go off of Belly's current contract, do you think that he's a little bit overpaid, based off of his production the past couple of years?
Of course.
And that MVP season was 4 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
It was definitely forced. Yeah,
and he's still getting. He gets more money than he for sure get more money than Yelly.
I think they're almost identical.
But the difference is, right? His production's been down since then,
Also, Yelly's
and Yelly's been but he's been locked into a contract since then.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
If Yelly hit the market now,
No.
not getting paid what Belly got paid.
No.
That's what I'm
Probably
talking
not.
about.
Yeah. But then again, I actually now I think about it, I think that's kind of hard because it goes back to the conversation. He got this much. I can get this much. That's how I feel about it because at the same time when Lindor got paid, it's like why is he getting that money? Then you look at the other elite shortstops. If he got paid that much, I can get almost this much too.
But I wouldn't consider either of them to be elite.
No, definitely not. They're not.
Middle of the pack at best. But I feel
you're right. But at the same time, if we had the same production, and you're getting that money, yo, I can get the same. A team is gonna bite. Because now, and the game has changed that way, and I get made fun of for it. This is the market now because it is. This is what it is.
Because before those situations would not even be.
It wouldn't even be in
ballpark.
question. It wouldn't even be. It wouldn't.
It wouldn't be in the ballpark.
They would look at you and laugh and be like, 9 is the most I can do for you.
Take it or leave it.
Maybe even that. But now it's like, well, this is your market. All right, well, fuck. I need a center fielder. And that's what's fucked about it. Because when I always talk about with people with the Corey Seager situation, when I look at the Dodgers shortstop situation, and obviously RIP to Gavin Lux's knee, that shit was horrible. When I look at the Corey Seager situation, it's okay, you bred a good young shortstop. Obviously, his glove isn't really much there. But you know he's going to get paid because of what he's done. Especially getting that contract after what Lindor got. Because Lindor has the glove, but his production since, it hasn't been great.
Yeah.
His production before then, it was good. It wasn't great. It was good. You've got Corey Seager coming in to being a Silver Slugger, a Rookie of the Year, All-Star. COVID, World Series champ, World Series MVP. All that shit gets put into account.
Yeah.
Right? For me, as a Dodger fan, I'm like, you... And then when they traded for Trey Turner, I'm like, okay, that's it for Corey Seager. That's it, because you're not going to keep this guy at second base the whole time. Right? Before then, even the whole situation, even in 2018, the whole situation, we should keep Manny Machado at short. We're not, because they're going to end up paying fucking Seager way less than what Machado's going to get next season. So that's not going to happen. I'm going to fucking let Corey Seager ride out his arbitration years. Then he'll get paid somewhere else. Then we're going to keep Trey until his last arbitration year was last season, pay him $21 million instead of the $32.5 that he's getting in Texas, and then let him walk as well.
Yeah.
My point for this, it's like, why are we making all these moves to trade for this guy, and now we're left with whoever, when Corey Seager could have been locked up way years before all these mega contracts have been handed out, which would have been because
you would have essentially got him on sale.
You would have got him on sale
if you would have just
when they offered him that contract. It was right after Tatis got paid and right after Lindor got paid. They had offered him, and this was also before, or he got that contract after. He got that contract after by LA after the Lindor shit, Tatis' contract, and after Correa's market. Because at his market, it was kind of stalemating between what he was getting from Houston and his contract offer from Texas. So it was like 10 years, $285.
Yeah.
The Dodgers offered Corey Seager 8 years, $260, with the possibility of moving to third base because Trey Turner's going to be there for another year. Now it's like I can get literally 2 more years, $60 million more than what you're giving me.
Yeah.
But that's how I feel like it is now. He got this, I can get that. Oh, well, that guy just got that. I can get this too.
You think it's better to hold out and when you're the top of the class, or do you think that it's better to sign early?
If you're absolutely top of the class and you've I don't want to say you've convinced yourself, but you're highly confident that you can sustain this level of production. Is it like you can have a big year, drop off a little bit, but it's still good, and just be consistent? You ride it out because it pays off. That's the whole point. It pays off. But if you like these other players who are bought into the team, are sold into it, are loving what they're doing more than just dealing with you, then extend me. I don't want to be in arbitration no more. Just lock me up.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference because the Rays locked up Wander Franco easily just like that. The Mariners locked up Julio Rodriguez just like that. And mind you, his contract is worth up to $470 million. His base salary or his base earnings is $210.
Yeah.
So there's got to be like a mutual thing. It's like I'm locked into this team, but we're locked into you. Let's talk.
Set a floor, set a ceiling.
Exactly. For Corey Seager, I felt like, well, he got paid this, pay me that.
Yeah.
For Trey Turner, I'm gonna go talk to San Diego. They just offered me $340. This is what I really want from you guys. What are you gonna give me? Okay, we'll give you that.
Yeah, for sure.
Xander Bogaerts, hey Boston, San Diego's offered me this. Boston, nah, we're good. You can walk. All right, I'm going to San Diego.
Yeah. Well, if you tuned in this episode, I'm sorry that we took an hour. And if for some weird reason, if you were watching baseball in the early 2010s, which we did not discuss at all,
I feel like that was, now when you talk about that, I feel like that was like some of the best baseball. Almost some of the best baseball.
It was some of the most competitive baseball.
Competitive as fuck. I feel like that's easily one of the most competitive eras in baseball.
And I almost feel that we should do a whole episode just on that era because there were so many different teams year in and year out that were worth a shit. That are no longer worth a shit.
They're no longer.
Just completely fell off the face of the earth. So I think that's a whole nother topic that we should talk about. But I appreciate you guys tuning into this episode, listening to us rant about the steroid era, current era, current changes to the current day, and we'll see what we get next. I'm Kane.
I'm Cruz.
Appreciate you guys. See you on the next one.